Welcome to The Current, where we go over current events and pop culture and that kind of stuff. And I think this is where
my wife's
so no surprise what we're talking about today.
No surprise.
And see, this is where we had this conversation where current events and pop culture intersect. And here's where it is.
There we go.
So we're going to talk about the Chris Rock, Will Smith debacle.
Encounter.
WWE SmackDown.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of things where if that was really The Rock, yeah, he wouldn't have done that. So if you are living under a rock, see what I did there?
Judgment?
No, wrong video. There was an award show called the OSCARS on, and it was on last night.
Tell me more about this.
And it's where
What is this thing?
they give each other awards for doing things, for doing their job.
Oh,
Yeah, that's pretty much it right there.
Okay.
So that's what award shows are. They turn around and give each other awards for doing their job or doing it well. If you know, it's like the equivalent of a gold star in school.
okay.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Anyway.
and Chris Rock had made a joke about Will Smith's wife about can't wait for G.I. Jane 2 because she has alopecia and she's shaved her head. And it was just a joke. You know, you hear jokes like that usually from the hosts of the Oscars and all of those awards. They come
It's
out
like a
and
mini roast for
yeah. And they get snarky on there and whatever, but so Will Smith didn't like it. Well, he liked it at first.
Well, he was laughing
at
his
first.
other jokes first when he
Okay.
watched the clip.
Yeah.
But then when Chris Rock makes the G.I. Jane joke, you can see the camera cuts real quick, but you can see his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, is like visibly upset by the joke because she's been pretty vocal about, her struggle in the alopecia disease. And like you can see on her face like, oh, I didn't think that was funny.
Yeah.
And then
Isn't that the risk of comedy today? Where is the line?
Oh,
Because most comedy is exaggerating a real life circumstance or taking somebody's stance and making fun of it in an exaggerated way. And, I think right now we live in a culture where stand-up comedians don't even know how to do their job anymore because you're going to offend somebody with every joke. Well, what happened to this is comedy and this is a joke. But I'll be honest with you. Where is the line? How personal can it get? And I think the answer to that would be all depends on the person you're talking about. How open, how free are they with their circumstances or their situation? Can they laugh at themselves? Most people can, to a point. So was Chris Rock in the wrong by doing this? I would think he didn't know where they were at and how touchy they were with this topic. But then if everybody's so touchy with everything, there goes comedy forever.
Yeah.
This is, it's good that we're talking about it because there's not one absolute right answer here. There's not, did Will Smith overreact? I think so. In my opinion, I think he overreacted. I think he could have waited till later, could have been polite, waited till later, and then punched him in the face. I don't know. But right there, I have my biggest issue with this is I have a problem with people who cannot control themselves enough in public that you ever notice you can see somebody in the grocery store is really mad, and it bothers me all the time thinking you can't control yourself enough to stay calm and go talk to that person, or you can't control yourself enough. You know what? It was a joke.
Gosh, why don't you have this product I need?
Yeah. And so I'll just get my stuff out of the way here. I think that Will Smith overreacted. I'm not saying that it might not have been personally hurtful to them, but okay, come on. You have this disease. You're going through it. It might be a struggle for you guys, but let it go for now. Deal with it later. Talk about it if it was really hurtful. And as far as Chris Rock goes, hey, that's what the comedy is about. You're making fun of people and their situations. Where is that line? I don't know. That's what makes comedy comedy. Was it too personal? to Will Smith it was. But you know what? So who can say the right or wrong here? If we're going to eliminate comedy forever, that'd be pretty sad. Once in a while, we're going to probably touch a nerve on people that hurts them. I think people should be in control of themselves enough to address it in private one-to-one. And I guess that's my take.
Yeah. My take is, I think he overreacted for sure. I've never seen anything like that before where, I've seen the shows a few times. I'm not a huge like Oscars guy, but if the host is somebody that I enjoy, then I'll watch because I know they're going to roast people and that's always fun, but I honestly didn't even know it was on last night. I found out social media when it blew up that there was a brawl on the show. But yeah, that's the risk of doing comedy. It really is. But I don't understand when in our society did that change? Like the line changed. You know what I mean? I look back at like some of like the Dean Martin era roasts where they were just going at each other and they were merciless, and I always think when I see those like old clips that come up on either YouTube or TV or whatever, you'd never get away with saying that now. You say that now, you're in a fight immediately. And it's, I don't know, for me, it's kind of sad because I'm a huge comedy guy. I love stand-up comedy. And usually the more pointed that way it is, the funnier it is, the more exaggerated it is, like you said. But yeah, and then to have Will Smith in his acceptance speech when he won an award later say, I'm sorry for one of these guys, and like he never really apologized for it, because I honestly think after the fact he's got to realize that he was in the wrong for reacting the way he did, especially on live TV, getting on there, yelling at the guy, swearing at him, slapping him in the face. He went over the line. Chris might have made a tasteless joke. Chris Rock might have, but I don't think it warranted the reaction that it got. And that's just my opinion.
Okay. I'm going to be devil's advocate here.
Okay.
Where do you think a spouse's responsibility is to stand up for their partner? Because as much as I agree, he probably handled it the wrong way, he blew up, he lost control of his emotions, there's a part of me that also admires, you're not going to cut down my wife. So like, where is that? Because I think in culture, we've seen the complete opposite, where husbands and wives are cutting each other down, calling each other stupid, just tearing each other to pieces almost. I mean, you see it in sitcoms and movies. Oh, it's the stupid dorky dad, and it's the, B-word wife or whatever. Like, so to me, handled the total wrong way. But if I can look past the wrong in it, I almost see a little bit of like, yeah, dang, like stick up for your wife. I understand it's comedy, and I gotta believe like there's more going on in the background that we don't know about. Like this has to be an immensely personal thing for them, because we've all seen Will Smith make fun at people. Like he's made jokes, he's taken jokes. There's got to be something else. But where is that? Because in his acceptance speech too, which I don't know what to believe. Like the dude's a good actor. I don't even know how much of his acceptance speech to believe. All these tears coming down. Like, dude, how? Like you cry for a living. You know how to do that. So, but he seemed to make this whole acceptance speech about, I'm portraying this Williams guy who was a protector of his family and who protected people, and like, you know what, we got to do things that, we got to take up this abuse we feel from people and the judgment that we feel from people and just put a smile on our face. And like, he never apologized, but I got this sense he was kind of justifying himself in his actions. But what is is there anything good about that, I guess?
No, no. But I
No.
understand where you're coming from. But you even agree how he did it.
Totally wrong.
If his heart was to protect his wife, he should have put his arm around her right then, and laughed politely, but put his arm around her, maybe whispered something in her ear. It's going to be okay, honey. And
Sure.
and
And then
took
went
care
and
of it the
talked
right
later.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he could have protected her by a hug right then. His actions can't be justified. There is no justification for words to punch somebody. There's never. I don't care what. It's just a principle that you say something to me that hurts my feelings does not justify me
Getting physical.
getting physical. Okay. When a cop says stop, you stop. I don't care if you're guilty or not. Okay.
What?
Same principle. Same principle. That you just no. This was not justifiable. It was hurtful. Protect your wife. A great hug right there would have been protecting her, and speaking volumes, to his point.
Sure.
That, honey, I still love you,
Yep.
and
Okay, like I said, devil's advocate.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well,
I
the devil's always wrong.
Wow.
Wow.
And I love how he got up in his acceptance speech later and it's like, I know where God wants me, and he's doing all this stuff. And that right there, it's like he just threw all the Christians under the bus. So that's how Christians react. They get up and they slap you in the face if
He said,
you know what I mean?
So much in that, about, I just feel like God's called me to be a vessel of love.
A vessel of love.
Now, wait a minute. I'm no biologist, but I'm pretty sure that's not a vessel of love. I don't know. And when I was watching his acceptance speech a little earlier off air, this thing that Denzel told him, like, oh, be careful when you're at the highest. That's when the devil wants to strike the most. And the whole room applauds. Like, the whole room could not care any less about God or the devil or his influence. Like, everything that happened made so little sense.
Yeah.
From the initial reaction to his defending speech to his non-apology to his God references.
Some people say the whole thing was arranged. Now, I don't know or care.
Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked to find out that it was.
Yeah.
No, I've heard that the ratings for those shows have gone down into the tank, as they say.
Unbelievable.
They've
And
dropped
so it could have
considerably.
been all orchestrated. Like you said, they're actors for a living, and he's one of the best.
He's one of the best.
Chris Rock, here's what you're going to say. Will's going to go nuts, and
And guess what it did?
Guess what it did?
Everybody's talking
Guess
about
what's
it.
trending on every website, including our YouTube channel. Man, we fell for it.
Yep. Hook, line, and sinker. We're in. Yep.
So, we kind of talked about it already, but what would be the Christian response to this sort of thing? Just, very directly, what would it be?
Yeah. Well, I think you alluded to it earlier. I think to stand up, to have your, to say something about it. I think you did a message a while ago that talked about judging in the right way. Yeah.
Oh, weird.
It was
The right way.
Was that?
It was recently.
It was recent.
yeah,
It was
Like 2017 or something, right?
Anyway, in my opinion, the Christian thing to do would have been stick up for your wife, give her a hug, whisper in her ear, honey, I know this is hard, but you know what, I love you. And
Yeah.
don't worry, I'll talk to him.
I'll talk to him.
And talk to him afterwards. That's definitely the Christian thing to do. We're always supposed to go to the person that's hurt us or harmed. Go to them.
Yeah.
Talk to him. Say, hey,
I didn't
what
appreciate
you
that.
said.
Yeah.
No, when you said what you said, it really hurt deep. And I just got to tell you, I'm not even condemning you. What I'm doing is telling you that this hurt me. I felt very personally attacked when you did that, and I didn't appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh boy. I do wish I'm going to hit the same point again, but I do wish more husbands and wives stuck up for each other. Not that way, not the wrong way. Not try to justify your actions, but
Yeah.
I do wish I saw more of that in culture.
A unified front.
A unified front between husbands and wives.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that's definitely something you don't see.
We could go down a whole road here, a different episode maybe, but
got
just
time.
talking about, if the husband is the leader, guider, protector of his home and his wife, what does that look like? What does it look? There's no lions and bears in your household, in your neighborhood. So does that mean you're no longer a protector? What does it look like to protect your wife in today's culture? Yeah. Do you want to
Another
answer
episode?
that? Oh, I have lots of answers.
Oh, no, I didn't say, do you have an answer? I said another episode.
Yeah, that'd be
Oh.
great.
Okay, we'll do that on a
That'll
different
be
episode.
a lengthy one. We're running out of time. Oh, wait.
No, we're not.
We don't have a
have plenty of
limit.
time.
Yeah.
People are clicking off, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
now.
Oh,
Okay.
that is true.
Well, then we'll end.
Okay. Well, we'll see you next time on The Current.